backdrop? What do you take from this for the future?
I mean, look, all the guys have been working really hard. Obviously, the results haven't been going the way we would have liked, but everyone's been doing their level best to, put a performance out there. Unfortunately, I feel as though we've played reasonably well in the last few matches, but haven't quite been able to get over the line. So it gave the team and the support staff, and I'm sure all our fans, immense satisfaction to actually cross the line and be in the winner's circle for once for a while. So. It feels like, that hard work that the guys have been putting in is vindicated to some degree, despite obviously not being able to qualify for the playoffs. So it was a great feeling, and I just wanted all the guys just to enjoy that moment because, it's been a tough season, no question about that. But to actually have that winning feeling, and for some of the guys in that dressing room, it's the first win. Obviously, Matre, it's his first win for CSK. A new player as well, Urvil as well, his first game and first win for CSK. Brevis, I think it might be his first win, his first win as well. So, I mean, it's exciting, and these are the guys that hopefully are going to be the future of CSK. And, so we want to try and create that winning feeling as much as possible.
I wanted to ask you about CSK having, after the auction, around 23, 24 players. And yet, by the time the tournament has ended, 3 of the top 5, 6 batters of players who have come in as injury replacements. Could you tell us something then, and what does it suggest about the rest of the squad that they could not make a cut? And what was the thought process behind selecting these 3 players, Matre, Urvil and Brevis, who have now gone to make such a big impact? Could you break that down for us?
Yeah, well, obviously things didn't really go to plan early in the tournament, and we were trying to find the right combination. Couldn't get the wins that we needed. And unfortunately, we had a few injuries along the way as well. So when it got to a stage where we were going to struggle to make the playoffs, there was an opportunity to maybe look at what our future looked like. Yes, obviously, we've got those players that were picked in the auction, obviously, as well. But it was an opportunity to do some scouting, to have a look at some younger talent that was coming through, to inject them into the games and get to see them in pressure situations and see if they can handle, the pressure of IPL. So I don't think it sends any messages to the guys that were in the squad to start with. It was just that the opportunity presented itself to give guys opportunities. In the past, we haven't been able to do that because we've generally been quite a successful team. We've been pushing hard for the playoffs, and we've been a team that hasn't really changed too much. So because of the situation we were in, unfortunately, but fortunately for us, we didn't want it just to be a wasted season. We wanted to be able to, let's see what we can, put in place for the future, and let's have a look at a few new players as well. And as you said, they've had a positive impact on the team. They're highly motivated to do well. They've created energy around the group. Because, when you're in this position, sometimes the energy of the players can just go downhill very quickly. But this injection of some youth has really invigorated everyone. Sure. It's fine.
Yeah. So my question was about the players you chose eventually. So CSK, statistically this season, power play run scoring has been on the lower side in terms of boundary hitting and stuff like that. So was that the specific conscious change you made while selecting these players? Urvil hit the most sixes in SMAC, Matre as well as scored a lot of sixes, Brevis, we all know how this goes. So was that the main decision, apart from the fresh energy? Was that the thing you were trying to solve by picking these players?
Not exactly. No, not exactly. I think I think it's a little bit unfair. I mean, the pitch we played on at Chennai wasn't as conducive to hitting big sixes, particularly in the power play as well. So, yes, of course, we obviously would like to be more aggressive and score more runs and score quicker in the power play. But you'd also need to look at the conditions that you're playing in as well. I mean, we weren't playing in Hyderabad, we weren't playing in Delhi where the ground is smaller and maybe the pitch is better. So you do need to read the conditions a little bit as well. But I agree with you. It has been an area that we were below par on, particularly in the early stages of the season. The injection of youth, they bring that, youthful exuberance, that freedom, that lack of fear, which potentially other players do have, and maybe they will have it in the future of their careers. But at the moment, like we're seeing with the young 14-year-old from Rajasthan, again, that playing with no fear whatsoever. I'm sure he'll have challenges in his future as well. So that's just part of the game. But I think it wasn't a conscious decision that we needed to be more aggressive in the power play, no.
Hi, Michael. Almost a similar question with a different undertone. Ayush Matre, Urban Patel, Diwan Brevis, until Cambodia. Can I say that transition has begun in CSK in earnest?
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, they've had a positive impact on the team. I mean, Kamboj didn't get a game early in the tournament, but I think since he's come into the team, he's looked really good. He looks like he's composed at the level. He can he can certainly play a role for CSK, hopefully for many years to come. Really like his attitude and his composure under pressure. Obviously, Ayush Matre's really fitted in nicely. His innings in Bangalore was something special. You know, he's a special talent, but he's also a special young man. He's got a great support network around him with his coach back in Mumbai, his parents. So I feel as though he's got a great foundation to hopefully have a very successful career. And yeah, I hope it's with CSK for a long time. So, yeah, I mean, it's an area that we're putting a fair bit of time into is that sort of talent identification, trying to find some gold nuggets, I guess, if you like. And yeah, hopefully it pays dividends in the future years to come.
Transitions are always difficult to manage, and especially in a competition like IPL with the options, etc. CSK was one team that, with this consistency, was always sort of ahead of the club. You guys have managed and coped very well over the 18 years of the IPL. Where do you think it went wrong for the past 2 seasons? Were you trying to squeeze out 1 or 2 more seasons out of players who were slightly getting older? Was it something else? Because you suddenly found yourself behind the 8 ball in a manner of speaking, which was not the case with CSK all this while.
Well, I mean, it's a good question, and I mean, there's probably 100 different answers to that question, you know, and that's what we've been trying to figure out, if I'm being honest, over the last, 2 months, maybe even longer, maybe 2 seasons. We've been trying to figure out, okay, what has happened, what is going on. I feel like we're getting a bit of a handle on it now, but we also got to remember this competition is very tight. It's very close. There's games, even this season, that I feel like on another day we would have won, or we could have won, if things just went our way. But I agree, there's definitely areas that we've sort of need to identify that we need to try and sharpen up on moving forward. It can happen to anyone. I mean, every team goes through a period like this where you're going to struggle a little bit, but hopefully we can make the downturn not too low, if you understand. Try and sort of have our down little period and then come back up quite quickly. That's the plan. I mean, you still need some things to go your way, but yeah, it hasn't been fun the last couple of years, but it also brings the group really close and tight together. It gets us very focused on exactly what we need to do to hopefully work our way back up the table next year.
Last one. I want to just come back to this game. You know that 30-run over from Brevis. Now, do you think it did more than just bring the run rate down because KKR had to finish up their 2 best bowlers long before the death overs came, and the Pacers also. Do you feel they didn't use it? Of course, it's about the other team on a slow wicket, the sort of bowling you do on a slow wicket. So everything went haywire after that 30-run over.
No, if I'm being honest, I thought Ajinkya Rahane's captaincy was first class. I think he pulled all the right cards at the right times. I think he had to attack with his gun spinners at that time. If they had have had another 2 or 3 overs of Brevis and Dubé going the way they were going, then the game would be finished maybe 3 overs early. So I think his tactically was brilliant tonight, but unfortunately, fortunately for us, unfortunately for them, it didn't quite go their way. But I think, yeah, that was a really important over for us to obviously bring the runs required and the balls left, a lot closer. Because we knew, and look, as a batting group, we knew that the keys were going to be Narayan and Chakravarti, particularly on this pitch, which did look very dry as well. Our bowlers certainly got some spin out there. I think the batsmen knew they had to target the faster bowlers. They were going to be slightly easier to score off, and so that was certainly a plan going into the match. But to Brevis and I think Dubé's credit as well, I thought they played the spinners really nicely as well. But as I said at the start, I think Rahane's captaincy was actually very, very good on the night. Tactically was very sound, but unfortunately for them, it didn't quite go their way.
It was forced.
Yeah, it was. It was forced. But he had to pull that card. I mean, I would have done the same thing. I would have tried to turn to my trump cards as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.